Hello everyone, I'm Jacob Kaufman with Nerd on the Street, and this is your network update for December 2017. Alright, so these Nerd on the Street network updates are videos where I just tell you what's going on with the channel, with all of our channels, with our website, everything to do with Nerd on the Street. First things first, I want to talk about Extra Life, which we did last month. Nerd on the Street did a 26-hour live stream this year. This was our third annual Extra Life live stream. Extra Life is a charity benefiting Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Our stream in particular benefits the St. Louis Children's Hospital. Like I said, this was our third year doing Extra Life, and as you can see, I'm wearing the Extra Life t-shirt. We got this t-shirt for breaking $200 on our fundraising page. Our goal this year was $675. That was how much we raised last year, and this year we raised $800 for Extra Life. So the very first thing I want to do in this video is say a big thank you to every single person who watched that stream and who donated to our Extra Life stream. $800, it's insane. I wasn't sure if we were going to hit our goal this year, just like last year. I really wasn't sure if we were going to hit our goal. You guys did it. Every single person who donated, thank you so much. We beat our goal of $675 with a total of $800, and that will be our goal for next year. And I really do appreciate every single person who donated, because we were having some issues this year with Extra Life that made me even more nervous about reaching our goal. Now, I kind of hinted at this during our Extra Life stream. I tried not to talk about it too much. Now that there has been some time since that stream, though, I do want to kind of go back and tell you all what happened with Extra Life and why we weren't at Maryville University like I said we were going to be in the announcement video. I am going to keep this brief, so if you don't care about it, just hang on. There will be other stuff later in the video. This year for Extra Life, the first thing I did was contact Faith Lutheran Church. We streamed from their hangar facility last year. I contacted them again this year, asking if we could possibly stream with them. After a few weeks of trying to fit it into their schedule, they ended up coming back to us and saying they didn't have an open weekend available for us to stream from their facility. So I started looking for other options for streaming. One of the people who streamed with Nerd on the Street Extra Life in 2015 and 2016 was Stephanie Tsunami. She also streamed an episode of Rolling Release with us earlier this year. When we found out we couldn't use the Faith Lutheran Church's facility, Stephanie came to me and said we might be able to partner with the Maryville University esports team. And I got in contact with the Maryville University esports team and talked to them about it. They seemed really into the idea. Long story short, they were extremely hard to talk to. They never answered any of my emails. They never picked up any of my phone calls. They rarely responded to any of my text messages. I ended up traveling down in person to Maryville University several times to talk with members of that esports team and the leadership of that esports team with regards to partnering with them. And when it came down to it, basically, they looked me in the eye in person and told me that they were going to send a certain number of people to our stream and they were going to provide a certain number of computers for our stream. And the day before Extra Life, I got a text message from the leader of that esports team saying, basically, everything that we've been talking about doing, we're actually not doing. Sorry. So that was a big issue. Additionally, completely separately from the esports team particularly, the esports team also tried to register a room for us, reserve a room at Maryville University for us to stream from. I don't know what they were doing with regards to that, but once again, the day before Extra Life, Stephanie texted me, completely independently of the esports team, saying that the Maryville facilities people met with her the day before our stream and told her that what we were planning on doing for internet and for video games and basically our entire technical setup wasn't going to work, and we now were supposed to renegotiate that with them, the facilities people, less than 24 hours before our stream. Now, this stream is something that I and Michael Chanot and a lot of other people put a lot of effort into every year. We put months of planning into this thing. And the idea of having to, if we had to go and clear every single thing we were doing with a facility manager, that's kind of annoying, but we would do it if we were told that in advance. But asking us to do that, to just scrap our plan and rebuild everything from the ground up the day before our stream is really not a professional thing to do, and neither is telling us that people and computers will be at the stream and then canceling that the day before the stream like the esports team did, also not a professional thing to do. So at that point, I kind of just snapped with the whole Maryville thing. I said, alright, we're not streaming at Maryville, and we moved our stream to the offices of the Northwest Electric Company here in St. Louis instead. Big thank you to them for letting us use their office. It was very hectic. And me and Michael, we put a lot of effort into trying to make the stream higher quality this year leading up to the stream, and ended up having a lot of the same issues that last year's stream did, just in terms of microphone levels and video inputs and everything. But we really did put a lot of work into planning it, and then Michael and I, we did everything we could to make the stream run as smoothly as it possibly could on a day's notice moving our location. So a big thank you to Michael Chanot for putting in the effort that day and the night before that day, helping me move all kinds of equipment all over the place. That's what happened with Extra Life, was Maryville kind of left us out to dry, and we had to do our own thing. I assumed that a university would have no problems keeping up with our little company, but apparently not. If you watched the stream, you might have noticed that Stephanie Tsunami was not there. When we decided to move away from Maryville, I basically told her, have fun with Maryville. She was the one who suggested going to Maryville in the first place for the stream, and throughout a lot of the stream planning, she was really pushing to have more Maryville involvement than I was really wanting. Things did get a little tense between us leading up to the stream, and ultimately, she ended up doing her own stream separate from Nerd on the Street, fundraising to a different Extra Life page than Nerd on the Street, and suffice it to say, she will not be in any more Nerd on the Street content in the near future. I do feel a little bit bad about that because she was a great addition to our 2015 stream, and she did put a lot of work into making that promotional video for our 2016 stream, and whenever I could manage to get her involved in an Nerd on the Street project, she would always be really excited about it. She had a lot of great energy. Unfortunately, just her personality and mine kind of clashed in general. I think it's best for everyone anyway if we just go our separate ways, so she still might be doing her own videos, but she's no longer with Nerd on the Street. I don't expect her to do any more stuff for Nerd on the Street. I really do appreciate everything she has done from us, the Rolling Release logo, all the Extra Life streams we've done so far. I really appreciate everything she's done. So farewell to Stephanie. From Nerd on the Street. But that's enough about that. Once again, thank you to everyone who watched or donated to our Extra Life streams. We're gonna do something for Extra Life next year. I don't know what it is yet, but we'll figure something out, and we'll announce something at some point next year. The next thing I want to talk about is our VidMe channel. So YouTube has been flagging like every single video I've been uploading recently. Every episode of Rolling Release always gets flagged as not suitable for advertisers. Recently, I had a freaking Composer live chat flagged as not suitable for advertisers. These are all videos that consist of people sitting in front of cameras talking about computers, and they're apparently not suitable for advertisers on YouTube, which is supposed to be something that's reserved for controversial speech. Even if I was making videos about controversial topics, I would still fight that. But Nerd on the Street's not even about anything controversial. We're about computers here. We're about free and open software, and unless freedom is controversial, then I don't know what YouTube's problem with us is. I don't know if we're on some kind of blacklist. But basically, a while back, a few months back, I actually started a VidMe channel for Nerd on the Street. I think I might have mentioned this in a previous network update, actually. VidMe is kind of, or it was, a website that's similar to YouTube, but it has Patreon payment functionality built in, and also the comment system works a little bit more like Reddit with upvotes and downvotes. The reason I'm saying that in the past tense is because VidMe yesterday announced that they are shutting down. VidMe is closing. Now, VidMe never got around to verifying Nerd on the Street's channel. We applied for verification numerous times, and they always denied our verification requests. So honestly, the fact that VidMe is shutting down doesn't really bother me personally. I was not personally invested in that platform because they didn't really care about Nerd on the Street, so I didn't care about them. However, that is an issue because YouTube is getting worse and worse with their advertisement policies, their revenue policies, and even just their policies on what content is allowed. YouTube is getting a lot more restrictive. And if they are going to say that videos about free and open source technology are not suitable for advertisers, that kind of leaves me thinking they might disallow what we do here at Nerd on the Street in the future. I don't know if they're trying to turn into Netflix or what, but basically I really don't trust YouTube right now. I don't trust YouTube to host my videos, and I don't trust YouTube to help me make my videos. Now, Nerd on the Street does have a Dailymotion channel that we mirror most of our videos to. However, Dailymotion is just a broken platform. Their website's god-awful. They've got way too many advertisements. They've got spammy advertisements. And Dailymotion doesn't even accept all the videos that YouTube does. Sometimes a file will just be too big for Dailymotion to handle, and they won't even try to publish it. So if you're trying to avoid YouTube, you can always use that Dailymotion channel. That is an option that is open to you. We'll keep uploading to Dailymotion. We are partnered on there. However, I really think it's time that Nerd on the Street actually has some control over our own videos. So today I'm happy to announce something that I actually started way back when I announced that we started the VidMe channel. Started this other project just about at the same time in parallel. I signed Nerd on the Street up for a paid video host that I have been uploading our videos to since then, still working on uploading it, because Nerd on the Street has a ton of content. We've got over 500 pieces of content, over 500 videos, many gigabytes of videos, and I've actually got all the source files from all of them. I have saved them locally. Now I am uploading them all. I've been uploading them all to this paid host. And on nerdonthestreet.com, if you go back and watch some of our older videos, you might have been noticing I've been replacing the YouTube and Dailymotion embeds on our website with custom player embeds. We now have a custom video player on nerdonthestreet.com with our own video host. And the great part about that video player is even if our current host goes away, or even if we want to switch off of our current host that we are paying to host our videos, we can use the same video player and just plug in whatever host on the back end that we want to. However, because we're paying this host to host our videos, unlike YouTube, who YouTube is just worried about making YouTube money, and the way that they do that is by pandering to advertisers, this new host we are paying. Nerd on the Street is paying them, so they care about making Nerd on the Street happy. They don't care about making advertisers happy. They don't even have ads on their host at all. And this is really huge because, like I said, YouTube has started saying that Nerd on the Street videos are inappropriate. They are having their almighty AI say that Nerd on the Street technology videos are not appropriate for YouTube. And if Google is going to start censoring information about free and open source technology, there has to be somewhere else for you to go to find it. So all of our videos are being uploaded to this alternative host, and you can watch them on nerdonthestreet.com without even connecting to the YouTube servers, without even connecting to the Dailymotion servers. I'm really excited about this. It's still going to be a little while until we're caught up because I'm uploading the older Nerd on the Street videos first before I start uploading our new videos. But you can see what the new video player looks like right now. I did upload one of our new videos to that new host. It is the Displaced preview, the Displaced animation teaser that I uploaded last week. That has been uploaded to our new host, and if you go to nerdonthestreet.com and watch that Displaced animation teaser, you will see our new custom video player. I'm really excited about it. Go check it out, let me know what you think, because this new custom video player, I can actually customize it. I can customize the code of that video player. So watch that video, let me know what you think about the video player, and I hope that once we do get caught up in a couple months to where all of our current videos are being uploaded to nerdonthestreet.com and its dedicated content host, I hope you consider going there to watch instead of YouTube. Now, speaking of Displaced, the last thing I want to talk about in today's network update is Displaced Season 3. We've been working on it for a while, I know. Extra Life 2016, we had a big preview about what the new animation was going to look like, and we had a little bit of music that I developed for Season 3. That was November 2016 we put that out, and just last week, November 2017, I put out an animation teaser for Displaced Season 3. Now this animation teaser is different because it does not have me talking in it, it is just animation and the sound to go with it. Now there's a good chance if you're watching this video you might not even know what Displaced is. Displaced is a machinima science fiction series. It's a fan fiction sequel to Stargate, and it's something that we made on the Nerd on the Street creative channel. Episode 1 came out in 2014, and we've been working on it ever since. Season 2 was a lot better than Season 1, the quality really increased. Like I announced last year, Displaced Season 3 is no longer going to be a machinima series. We used to make it using Minecraft, even though it was a scripted series. We animated it before using Minecraft. That's called machinima when you use a video game for that. We're no longer going to be machinimating Displaced. It is now actual animation. I've been learning Blender for several years leading up to this. And I am really excited that I've finally gotten to a point where I am confident I can make Displaced in Blender. I can't tell you how good it's going to turn out, because this is the first animated series that I've ever made. That animation teaser last week was the first animated video I've ever published. But I am happy with that teaser, and I think I'm going to be happy enough with what I can do for Displaced right now in terms of animation. A lot of the issues surrounding Nerd on the Street right now have to do with other people not being available to work on videos. You know, Adam is working all the time now. Stephanie's not going to be in Nerd on the Street content anymore. A lot of the key players at Nerd on the Street that I brought in starting with Displaced are no longer doing things for Nerd on the Street. So now that we are animating it, now that we're animating Displaced, I will be able to do all of that myself. You don't need 5 people to animate a scene in Blender. you can have 4 characters and a camera all controlled by the same person when you're using an actual animation software like Blender. So I am really excited about that. I think it's the right way to go, and I do think I'm ready to make Displaced Season 3. There are quite a few people waiting for it. You might not be one of the ones waiting for it if you're watching this video, but there are some fans out there. And ultimately, I do have things in mind I want to do after Displaced Season 3. I want to start other series that aren't fan fiction, that I don't have to worry about getting copyrighted takedown notices because they're technically based off of another franchise. And the only way to get to that point where we're making other stuff is to finish up what we have right now. I'm going to be using Displaced Season 3 to really test my animation skills and learn what actually needs to go into videos. In that way, I'll be more than ready for whatever we do next. So Displaced Season 3 is now in production. That does mean I'm going to be spending a lot more time on it. Part of the reason that Displaced barely moved between last year and this year is because I really wasn't spending a whole lot of time on it. For a while there, I didn't even have a lot of time for tech videos, and that's something that I've fixed this past year or so. I am very happy with the amount of technology content that I've been publishing recently, and now that I've gotten the tech channel back up to a healthy point, now I think I'm okay to go and work on Displaced. I just didn't want to work on Displaced when the tech channel was struggling, because I know we have a lot more viewers here. But Displaced Season 3 is in production now, and that means I'm actually going to be working on the actual episodes. No more previews, no more teasers. It's going to be the actual stuff I'm making. And that's going to take a long time. It's going to take a lot of work, and it is going to slow down the tech videos. Now, I have safeguarded myself as best as possible to make sure that the tech channel does not just stop. The tech channel is not going away. We've got our Composer weekly live chats that should be going on indefinitely. I will continue to make one-off videos about Linux and open source programs on Linux. I've got a few that I have planned right now I'm excited about. Rolling Release is interesting, and that's something I've got to talk about as well. Rolling Release, our weekly Linux news podcast, doesn't get a whole lot of views, but it did get probably the most views out of anything from our subscriber base. In the past, Rolling Release has been live streamed every Saturday, and then I have edited it and uploaded it on Sunday. And when I say every Saturday, I mean once every few weeks when we had time for it. I've spoken with Richard, the co-host of Rolling Release, and we want to keep doing Rolling Release, but we're not happy with the quality of the news we've been talking about. I think we've been making stuff up on the fly a little too often for several reasons. We haven't had a whole lot of time to research articles, working on so many other stuff. And the live stream itself puts more pressure on us to keep talking even if we're not sure what we're talking about. So we're making a couple changes to Rolling Release. First of all, we are taking a couple week break because I am starting production on Displaced and I am doing other videos at the same time. And Richard, he is just doing Rolling Release. You know, he doesn't make any other videos for us, but he's still a full-time college student too, so he's pretty busy. So yeah, we are taking a couple weeks off of Rolling Release, and once it comes back, it will be coming back. I want to keep making Rolling Release, but it is going to be a recorded series. We're no longer going to be live streaming it. We think we'll be able to speak with more authority on the topics if we're able to pause and look things up if we're not sure about things, which we can only really do if it's recorded. If we're live streaming, we can't just stop talking and look something up for 30 seconds and then start talking later and just act like nothing happened if we're live streaming. That's really not how live streaming works. With live streaming, if you're not sure about something, you gotta take your best guess and keep talking, which doesn't really work when we're trying to cover news because we want to be accurate. So Rolling Release is no longer going to be live streamed. It is going to be just a recorded podcast series now. Still going to be, you know, a video aspect to it, but that will be pre-recorded from now on until we decide to change it again in the future. But with the recorded Rolling Release, the live-streamed Composer videos, and our other Nerd on the Street auxiliary content for our tech channel, I'm pretty confident I can keep the tech channel moving, even with Displaced production starting. I did want to let you all know, though, that Displaced is going to be animated, and it is starting production right now. So if you notice that the tech videos slow down, that is why. So that's what's going on right now. We did our extra live stream last month. It was awesome. Very happy with what we did with it, especially under the circumstances, and looking forward to whatever we do next year. Our VidMe channel is now closed along with all the other VidMe channels, but nerdonthestreet.com has a new custom video player coming soon. You can check it out right now by watching the Displaced Season 3 teaser, and that teaser is announcing that Displaced Season 3 is now in production. And that's just about everything I had to announce for this month. It is the holiday season, by the way, and I know that means a lot of people are going to be kind of tight on money, but I also know it's kind of the season of giving as well. So if you watch Nerd on the Street content and you want to give me a Christmas present, feel free to consider joining the Nerd Club. It's only $3 a month. You could get a year of Nerd Club membership for $36. That would be a great Christmas present for me, because more Nerd Club members is at the top of my wish list right now. You do get a few things in return for being a Nerd Club member. Head on over to nerdclub.knots.co to learn more about that if it sounds like something you're interested in. Other than that, let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Jacob Kaufman with Nerd on the Street. See you guys later. Bye.